Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are here on a Monday night. It's going to be a thing. Lucasfilm or Disney or somebody woke up.
They finally did it right.
They're creating, and we had talked about it literally in the show before that announcement was made. We had talked about their need to do that. I think we were on Roth's show when we all talked about that, like that they needed to make every Disney Plus thing a primetime event.
And they listened.
They listened. Chat, first of all, I want to say hello to Andrew Roth, who is on his way to being on the show. He will be here shortly. Garrison, who did not see Blue Beetle, so that's why he's not here. And Brian, who I doubt saw Blue Beetle, but he is here. Yes, they woke up, didn't they, Brian? That being Disney. But yeah, I was going to try and stall a little bit to give Roth time to pull into his driveway, get his computer fired up and everything. I mean, I am very excited about this primetime Ahsoka thing. Like, because here, I'll be able to just tell my family I've got something important to do, and I'll be able to walk downstairs and watch Ahsoka and watch Disney Plus crash.
It's a good move.
I think it will serve it all well from a social media standpoint, where instead of people at 2 a.m. or trickling in across the day because I got to work it, I got to watch it during my lunch break, or I'll get spoiled, blah blah blah. Everybody can kind of do a primetime family sit down and see it. I think you'll have a lot more people seeing it all at once than you would in the other scenarios.
Totally.
And I think that will help the conversation, right? The buzz about it. I hope it works out. I mean,
are we going to do a reaction
Garrison's
video?
saying that this is what we've been asking for, but then he said for a while it'll help. We'll see.
No, I think he says it's what we've been asking for a while.
For a while. I see what he's saying. Okay.
Will the technology hold up? Will Disney Plus be able to?
I don't think it will. Well, it's to be seen, but I don't think it will.
People turning on right at 8 o'clock.
I don't think
some of the other streamers don't do so well with high volume live events, so we'll see.
So Max has always been fine. I've never had a problem with their app, even like when Game of Thrones goes live. Like, I've never seen that problem. Have you guys ever watched it live, first of all?
Well, that's a different audience. I mean,
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, then this one's 4 quadrant, as they say, in theory.
Wait, I don't know if Star Wars
four nerd quadrant, 2
quadrant. 4 nerd quadrant, maybe. I don't know if it's 4.
Know.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of Facebook moms that are watching Star Wars.
A lot of perverts will tune in upset to see the grown Ahsoka.
Yes, they will. Yeah, the Star Wars card trader.
I'm needing. I want to see some long leku.
Oh my gosh!
On Hera.
Don't say it that way.
Oh, Roth, interesting. The server space. The Mormons have a lot of server space. I didn't know that was a thing.
He knows.
He's from that area, so yeah. Andrew, he does like Facebook moms.
That's fair.
But yeah, I hope they continue the trend. I hope they keep it going with Loki and do this on Tuesdays because why not? I mean, at this point, if they're ripping this Band-Aid off and they're going to do this with Star Wars,
let's make it prestige television.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
okay, maybe that's overstating.
We'll see. I mean, maybe. Yeah. Look, I hope so.
Must see TV. How about that? Must see TV.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that.
What is the name of that? What's the name of that comedy? That channel?
Oh, well, it's I
can't remember it now, but they're pretty funny.
They are pretty funny.
That one girl went on. She hit it big time. She was doing ads for Purple Mattress.
Hey, there he is
from the Mormon area.
You don't know about this? The Mormon?
No, I don't.
What are you talking about?
Acres of server space.
Yeah.
Any ancestry
for your ancestors.
Thing, yeah. Like they keep track of like the world's ancestry.
They do.
Oh, okay.
It's so they can baptize dead people.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, it's true.
Not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
It's funny.
It's funny, but it's exactly.
We just lost our Mormon audience. They just
Oh yes, Andrew, I did shave. We're
back
the mustache.
Oh, nice.
Brought back. I do like. I don't know if I should put this up, but I'm going to. It's in quotes.
That's better than what I had, so we'll go with his. Solid.
Brian.
I am Brian.
That makes me want to jump on the bed.
That's good stuff.
I'm thinking
Makes me want to be on the bed.
Going back to my mustache, I'm thinking about dyeing it in the coming weeks.
Like what
Like
color?
What color?
Like just for men, like a dark
Like
brown.
black, just a good black.
Why? Why
Because
would
you
do
can
that?
barely see it. You can
No,
see it all right on
look.
camera, but like
No.
in person, it's just too
No,
blonde.
yeah, I agree. It looks like a molestache or something right
Mhm.
now. So,
So
you
I
know,
think
like,
we're gonna go
it's
dark
good.
brown just
it
for
doesn't.
men.
No, you
it's
put
fine.
some black just for men in there. I'm going to go invest in.
I have a
just
full
for
beard
men
right now,
tonight.
and nobody ever sees it because
You've got a beard right now?
Yeah,
I don't even see. I can't even see a
Like
beard.
That's what I'm
again,
saying.
no
See?
offense, Dr. Earl, but I am not a ginger. But
Oh.
my facial hair makes me look like a
Yeah,
ginger.
it does.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
That is interesting.
Well, you can
Yeah.
steal some souls with it, with just ginger facial hair. So,
well,
I have 3/4 of a soul.
we and I'm sorry, we sort of jumped right in. We haven't done formal introductions here for the
let's
weirdos.
do it. Let's do
For
it.
the weirdos that just listen to YouTube, I feel like we need to do formal
For
introductions.
the
here.
Mormon servers that are streaming us.
Apparently, some people will just listen to YouTube. They'll just lay the phone down and not watch the video. They'll just listen to it.
Oh yeah, no. Well, look with YouTube Premium, you can. Here's
Yeah.
an ad for YouTube Premium. You can
Background it.
close the window of the app
Yep.
altogether, and it plays.
It is
fantastic.
brilliant. It is brilliant. So, anyways, we've got Rhett coming in. Our usual. I don't know what to call you anymore. I don't want to call you Hurricane Rhett because that's more of a Deucecast thing. We need another anyways.
Is this not the Deucecast?
I'm too old.
This is
I'm too
extra.
old to hurricane
This
around.
is extra. This is Hurricane. No longer Hurricane Rhett. Then Dr. Earl, of course, well-known Deucecast member, coming in hot. And Roth, we had a blast on your show last week. A good day for a movie podcast. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming on. That was it. It was a very fun
I
conversation.
assume that your
exactly how I want.
Your numbers are up maybe 1 or 2, so that's good. I mean, we added I downloaded it.
Yeah, I downloaded it. So
and I made sure that other people knew that I was on there. So maybe you got an extra 2 downloads.
Yeah, we're at a whole I don't know. I don't look at the numbers anymore. We're at a whole probably 3 plays. You 3.
There we go.
Maybe 4. I downloaded it as well.
So Roth, you heard what we were talking about as you were driving up. How about the fact that we talked about the primetime thing on your show and it happens? I mean,
it finally happened.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah,
it is. It's amazing.
We're cultural influencers.
I know Bob Iger listens because he probably found it somehow through the Main Street Electrical podcast because I know he's a listener there.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he's a listener. At least that's the joke Dave goes with, or the line Dave goes with. It's probably not a joke, but yeah, I like it's. I'm very happy that this is happening. I could have used a little bit more of a heads up because I don't think I'm actually going to be able to watch it live.
Tuesdays are going to be rough for you, huh?
Well, no.
Just Tuesday?
This Tuesday is going to be. We've got a nonprofit meeting leading up to our event on Saturday.
Wow,
but after that, I'm just going to be like, no Tuesdays.
No Tuesdays.
Just block them off on your calendar.
Yeah, that's the plan because this is what we've been wanting. It's not just what we've been wanting, but it's what they should have done in the first place. But they're idiots.
Yeah, it is weird.
Here's the thing with social media is, to have a good marketing campaign, you have to get America's attention. The rest of the world doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if releasing it at 7 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time doesn't do anything for you.
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't. You're right. I mean, now the only problem that I really think they are going to have is the server is going to get overloaded and it's going to crash. I mean, it's inevitable. I'm sure they've done everything they possibly can to prepare for it, but
it is. But it's also, again, if they would have just done this at the launch of the app, these problems would have been worked through already.
Yeah, because they've never done, to my knowledge, they've never done a live thing. Well, they've never done.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dancing with the Stars airs live. Didn't it air at a particular time? And I think they're simulcasting
on Hulu.
Was that Hulu or is that?
I thought it was Disney. I think it was just straight Disney.
I don't know.
Plus.
I don't know. I don't do the Dancing with the Stars.
Well, you should.
You brought up
that's
the artist formerly known as HBO Max.
Yes.
I've never had HBO proper on like a cable box. I've always watched it through HBO Now, then HBO Max, now just Max.
I've got both.
Branding.
I still got HBO. I'm paying.
Warner Brothers needs to work on their branding, but
really,
I've really never had problems on that app.
No,
like
you've watched stuff live when it hits the regular cable.
The whole final season of Game of Thrones, I watched on HBO Now, and it worked just fine. Sure, maybe when you first started, it's a little laggy, but by the time the second note in the intros, there you're good.
Why did they go with the least prestigious channel name in their lineup? As
right. Why Max? It's just
like I think of that is not what I think of when I think of Cinemax. Okay, I do not think Prestige TV.
No,
I think programs scored by Herman Beeftink. Right,
right.
With names like Gabriella Hall and Kim Yates and that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Hot D worked just fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Taboo 2 stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Shannon Tweed. I'm too old. I'm so old.
But
Shannon Tweed's probably 73 years old now.
At least.
But tomorrow night Disney Plus will have problems.
We'll
for
see.
Lots of people. It will crash. It's
not
going to work right away. But that's a good thing. Like that's a good thing.
They'll spin it. Yeah, they'll spin
that's
it.
That's a good problem.
America's so excited.
Yes,
and
like
to have that kind of viewership.
Yes, and like I think that this will help the viewership numbers as well because people want to be involved in the cultural conversation. Yeah, I watched The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise for like 4 years because one of the podcasts I listened to covered it.
Right. Yeah.
And I wanted to know what they were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, podcasts definitely used to be like stations would have like official podcasts. And I know like Max still does that. They have like an official podcast. I don't know what their listenership is, but I mean, they that used to be more of a thing than it is now. But yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot more opportunity for people to, if they wanted to, record an immediate show. I don't know. I know the one that I usually listen to, that's not my show, of course. It will is sticking with Wednesdays, so they're going to stay on Wednesdays and do their after show. But I don't know. Speaking of after shows, let's go ahead and jump into Blue Beetle. Let's get this out of the way. No, I'm just kidding. I had fun with this movie. I really did. Props to this director, Angel Manuel Soto.
No props to him. He is an anti-capitalist douchebag.
Here we go.
I didn't know that about it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either, but I believe it.
He is from Puerto Rico. So that makes sense. That makes sense. But he directed Charm City Kings, which I think I watched that. I think I wanted to say I watched that, and it was pretty good. So he's a good director, even if he's a capitalist, anti-capitalist swine.
This was everyman kind of work. I mean, there was nothing.
Capable.
Stop it!
Yeah. That's right on that. Like
there was nothing auteurish about it. Nothing particularly cinematic. It was just.
This is like the guy that directed the Affleck Daredevil, Mark David Johnson or whatever that guy's name. It's just like
standard. I mean, he's no McGee.
David Yates. He's a David Yates.
Well, I mean, I would say David Yates has a little bit more of a style than this guy. I mean, this was just pretty up and down, you know.
Well, I thought it was fine. I mean, it
was fine.
I mean, when
hang on. This is huge, guys. We haven't got to do this in a while. We need to hang on.
Scoop.
We haven't had a chance to. We haven't had the chance to do this action. We've got Garrison in the chat. There was rumors of some things. Yeah, some
problems.
Like what? But I don't even know what.
Like what?
Hopefully nothing with Bruna Marquezine. I don't know how to say her name yet, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm big fan.
Bruna Marquezine.
There was like a riot or something. I think
that's not right. Marquezine.
Wasn't there?
There was a riot.
Was there like a riot or something? I don't know. I can't remember exactly what was going on with it. Anyways, but Rhett, say the name of the actor because I don't know how to pronounce it.
The Blue Beetle guy. Yeah. Tiny. It's Xolo Maridueña.
Yeah.
Xolo. That's
Xolo Maridueña.
It's better than I could ever pronounce it. I thought he did good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Pretty good.
Hang on. We've got. Hang on. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Why can't I?
He's here to correct something.
Oh, wait. No, Garrison, I was trying to add you. Don't add yourself. I was trying to add you.
Hey, let's take his admin rights away.
No, I need him to have them. I need him to have them.
In total control.
What were these onset issues? Rumored, alleged.
Look, I'm just gonna straight up say one of them I think was debunked-ish, but there was like a reportedly by some pretty reputable people at the time, there was like a firefight that happened in the middle of set one day.
Oh, that's just Puerto Rico. Hey, before we go any further, before you embarrass yourself, Roth, it's Bruna. You got to fix your name.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Is that her brother?
He is the masculine.
He's the brother of Bruno.
Bruno with the masculine. Bruno.
No, that's a big difference.
Garrison, I'm sorry you didn't see this movie because I think you would have liked it.
It's totally fine. I'm enjoying. Disney sent me some screeners for the new Blu-rays. I'm really enjoying Loki season 1 so far, and WandaVision.
Yeah,
you guys, and maybe this is coming out soon.
Those are illegal. Those are illegal.
What are you talking about? Do you think there's like anything that looks suspicious on this site?
Oh yeah.
It's illegal.
Wait, listen to this description. A new Marvel chapter with Loki at its center. Loki is scheduled to premiere on June 9th, 2021.
Oh, look
it will
at
consist
that.
of 6 episodes. It will be a part of Phase 4 of the MCU. A second season is in development.
Oh, Garrison's sailing the high seas over there.
Yo ho, yo ho.
It's kind of like a smell when you.
I'm sure it's got a
Chinese science chemicals.
That's all I have to contribute. All right, you guys can have fun.
All right.
Hey, good to see you, Garrison. Thank you.
Ahoy!
You're doing great.
Ahoy, we got.
I'm assuming ahoy is like aloha, where it means hello and goodbye.
That's right. Yeah.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, Garrison.
All right, take yourself out.
Yeah, Garrison. FBI will be coming by your house soon. So,
yeah. Oh, Brian's on fire tonight. Brian is on fire tonight.
Oh my goodness, he's taking on all people groups.
Yeah.
So a firefight. Interesting.
Brian must have been drinking.
Shootout.
He's
interesting but
tonight.
unsurprising.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's dive into this. I mean, this was a character that I didn't know much about that apparently has been around a really long time. I had no idea. Dr. Earl knew
39, right?
I knew
about 1939 for the original Blue Beetle.
It's crazy.
He was part of the wasn't he part of Justice Society maybe for the original?
Oh, I had Earl.
But it was just a guy dressed up. I mean, it wasn't any major.
It was Ted Kord, right?
Yeah.
Well, or was Ted
it
Kord
a different one originally?
No, there was a guy before Ted Kord.
Before Ted Kord.
Yeah, I think Ted Kord was the second Blue Beetle, and he's the one with Booster Gold, right? I think.
Yeah, that's what we determined, I believe.
And then they created this new one. Probably is not that old. Probably maybe I'm going to say less than 10 years.
The new Jaime is less than 10
Garrison
years.
knows about this stuff.
Death of Superman, I think.
So Ted Kord, 1966. Okay.
Yeah, Ted Kord was 1966.
We need our
expert, expert with this stuff. But I mean, just I was
help us out. Roth is good at looking up.
The character was very much akin, at least in some aspects, I felt, to like an Iron Man. It was like a mix of an Iron Man and a couple other things. I mean, very derivative.
Venom, like Venom and Iron Man.
Yeah, it was
together.
Weird.
I think the one nitpick I had about it, the Kajida was the name of the character. Oh, go ahead.
The first appearance was in Mystery Men Comics, August 1939.
Yeah, 39.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm
39.
sorry, I was
been around a long time. Yeah.
I was searching. I'm sorry. I was Dan Garrett. Did you say that one?
No, we did not.
No, we didn't
okay,
know.
Dan Garrett was the first.
I did also say that.
You did? I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry, we didn't hear you say that.
So you were just on the first page of Google as well.
Yeah, well, no, I knew this. I know that. Okay. I come prepared.
See, I
so
did
listen.
Not.
I think this IMDb rating is pretty solid. 6.8. I think that's pretty solid.
That's
like I think that's
fair.
fair.
Wonder Woman 1984. That is 5.4, I think. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I'll give my my broad overview real quick.
Do it.
I hated it through a considerable portion of it, to the point that I wanted to come home. I thought about coming home and divorcing my Hispanic wife because I hated this movie so bad. Okay. That family annoyed the crap out of me. George Lopez is literally the worst.
I liked George.
I hated it. I hated how simple the writing was.
Oh man.
I did. I mean, it was just simple.
I hate the sister.
Oh,
what? No, I liked her.
I hated her at first, but let me. The one caveat for her, when the dad died, I thought she gave a pretty solid performance. She was emotional. I thought it was like the right amount of it. I bought it, like it was kind of a genuine seeming moment for me. And I really liked that part. But up to that point, yes, I wanted her to be, maybe, when you throw someone into a helicopter rotor and they just splatter everything. I wanted that.
Before that moment, I wish she was a beetle and was flying alongside the highway and went like that to a window.
Y'all
like you say, what's the last thing that went through her head? Her ass.
She was awful. Right? She was like, we need to have a job. And then she got them fired and was not remorseful whatsoever.
Yeah.
And just blamed it on Jaime.
The standard insufferable kind of girl that you get in every movie.
The standard insufferable 21st century entitled kid that just needs a swirly.
Yeah.
Wasn't bullied enough.
Yeah, just glunk.
You don't do a poop in your employer's business, right? No, you don't take a slam in their special.
That was a pretty low. That was a weird joke. That was a weird joke to have.
I didn't think most of the humor worked particularly well.
Yeah,
there was one all right. The one that kind of worked was when he went for the job interview, and they were all, you kind of cut away to him, and then you cut back, and it's his whole doofy family. They're behind him, like being problem.
That was fun.
That was okay. I mean, that didn't. It was dumb, but it didn't. I mean, I thought it kind of worked for what there was.
There was one joke that made me laugh out loud, and it was when him and Jenny are having the intimate moment on the bed in the mansion, and then the uncle walks in. It wasn't that part. It was when he gets up and is worried about concealing something. That made it just came out. It just came out of nowhere, and it made me laugh.
It was a real natural kind of blink and you'll miss it, and I like that. Yeah, you're right. That was a good little bit. I also had to do that when I stood up when she was
the unfortunate part about the movie, I think, is Susan Sarandon. Like, I really think
she was terrible.
Yeah,
it was weird. The things that she was saying were stupid. Like, it was like I could say every line she said. I said it right before she said it.
It was a bit mustache twirly.
Written by a child. Yeah, and like it was so easy and obvious, but she was terrible in it. Terrible character and terrible performance.
Like, she was there for a paycheck, obviously. I mean, wasn't really.
I noticed at one point you could see her look over to the check off screen,
like grabbing for it,
distracted by it. Yeah.
I didn't understand the casting either. I don't know this villain. I don't know this character in the comics. Like, is it this particular type? Yeah, no. The Susan Sarandon character. Yeah. Like, I don't know if she's portrayed in comics in this manner.
I don't think so, because Ted Cord. Well, so here's the thing. I don't know the backstory of Ted Cord in the 1966 version of Blue Beetle.
Right.
I don't know if this part of the story will be more unpacked in the sequel, which will probably not happen.
Not get.
But I'm just saying, there's got to be something with his backstory and him disappearing.
Yeah.
First page of Google results.
Oh.
Victoria Cord was originally a new character created specifically for the film, so to build up brand synergy, the character made her first comic appearance in Blue Beetle Graduation Day #2, where she presented as Ted Cord's sister.
In 2022 or something. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So ill-conceived character, in my opinion. But whatever.
Yeah, I think the bad guy, the muscle. I think her muscle guy probably should have been the main villain.
He was good. I liked him.
I don't know how you'd had to totally rewrite that character, but
yeah, you have to be.
Raul Max Trujillo was the actor.
You couldn't have much sympathy for him like you end up having. I mean,
Carapax.
Well, I mean, you just have to rewrite that character to make. I mean, because look. The movie's it does have a lot of problems. I don't love it. It is passable. It is probably.
Yeah, Andrew. Actually, I would. Which is not saying much, but I would say that it's.
I think it is DC good. Yeah.
No, it's just DC. It's DC mid.
Okay,
it hit me.
I like more like this.
So I have rankings for all of the DC EU and DC movies on Letterboxd.
The DC EU.
Yes, because that's what it was called.
It is. No, you're right. Because
the new one is DCU.
The new one's just DCU, starting with that cartoon that's coming out.
DCEU has been so bad that this is my 6th favorite DCEU film.
Okay.
Below it, I have Suicide Squad at the very bottom, Justice League, Wonder Woman 84, Man of Steel, Birds of Prey, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, The Flash.
All below this one?
Yes.
I think Shazam
Man of Steel
is an easier
Man of Steel stinks
than this one.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So yes, Fury of the Gods is. I think it's a little bit better.
It's an easier watch for me because I don't hate all of the characters in it like I did this one.
See, I've only got them with 5 points of separation. I gave Blue Beetle 78. I gave Shazam 73.
I like this movie more than apparently.
Yeah, probably everybody else on the panel.
Well, I mean, I thought it was fun. I thought
it was fun. Yeah.
It's not high comic.
Garrison.
It's not a.
I hate it when Garrison says this. He says it just because he knows.
It's true.
Movie.
Has he not seen the
No,
beauty
it's
of
not
Costner?
a good movie.
How about Costner when he goes?
No,
Look,
it's not.
Man of Steel put that universe on a very bad path. Okay,
yes.
All these Snyder people
is happening?
What
is happening
over him? That they put that universe on a bad path with him.
If you don't have the Superman character figured out, you're going to have a bad time creating other DC movies.
Yeah. You started him too dark, so all these other dark, you had to get darker and darker, And it
all
just
right, Garrison, fine.
I rewatched it in 2021, and there's not enough Clark Kent. There's not enough.
You need to rewatch it again. You'll find the.
I watched 2021.
I like Superman. Was it Returns?
And this I do agree with though that his cut of Justice League.
That is true.
That is my number one.
No, the Owls of Ga'Hoole are his.
He's talking about DC movies. He wants to do his cut. There is an Owl of Ga'Hoole rated R cut that he has.
The Snyder cut is my number one for the DCEU.
Yeah, I think it's
followed by Wonder Woman, Shazam, Aquaman, The Suicide Squad.
So let me tell you about George Lopez. So I hate George Lopez, but I liked his sitcom that he had for many years. Okay, and in that show, he had the best insult I've ever heard. Okay.
Oh.
He hated his mother on there. They were always fighting, and he told his mother one time.
As happens in sitcoms.
He said, "When you die, you're going to go to hell." And when you die and go to hell, you're going to be Hitler's girlfriend. That's his punishment. And I thought that was fantastic.
That's good writing. I mean, see, that's like what you do with the joke. That's how you build a joke. That's how you build a proper joke. That's a good way to do that.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
so let me tell you the things I liked. I liked when the scarab attached to his back. They did sort of almost like a horror level movie thing,
body horror kind of thing.
With the transformation coming out. I mean, that was a pretty good. I thought that was pretty good CGI.
Thought we were watching a Cronenberg movie all the time.
Yeah, it went kind of dark there for a minute. And the family's reaction was pretty good. Yeah. The family could be a little over the top.
Yes,
especially.
But
I like the second.
I don't think that was a characterization, though. I think that's like accurate to Latino families. I mean,
Michael, let's be careful on that one. But
I live in a house full of Latinas. They don't all lose their shit all the time.
They are Latinas, yeah.
Cuban's different. Whatever.
I think I'm not. I don't live with Latinas, but I don't think that's very accurate. I think,
but the whole cast and crew.
It was a caricature of it.
Yes, it was an absolute caricature.
And it's like only Hispanics care about family. This is all about.
They were broadly painted. They were definitely broadly painted.
That's the thread. That's what makes it a Hispanic movie. A Mexican.
We need David on here to tell us
and that's not
how
it.
Hispanic culture is.
That's not what that. Every
from
family is like a universal thing.
Right.
Hispanics don't have a monopoly on. We're family. So if you have a movie with us in it, it's gonna have family. Well, family is big for them, okay, but that's not what makes it a Hispanic movie.
Don't you realize? Have you not watched enough TV and movies, Rhett, to realize that white families only care about money and trying to set up corporations so they can abuse and rob all of the other ethnicities?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's true. Yeah. It's not true.
I've hated George Lopez ever since I was a child, and the reruns of the George Lopez show or whatever it was called would come on Nick at Night, late at night, and I'd leave the TV on, and Lowrider would wake me up.
Yep.
And I just see a bunch of people jumping on a trampoline.
Yeah. That's a pretty good show, but I don't like. But his character in this was just, oh my gosh, I wanted it to go away, and
I liked his goatee.
Oh, everything, the character design altogether, except for the Blue Beetle, was terrible all around. Like, just the production design was awful.
Didn't you like the grandmother who turned out to be
yes?
That's stupid.
She was a revolutionary.
A revolutionary.
I liked George Lopez's character more than Nana.
Really? Nana was good.
Yeah. I didn't like Nana.
Look, I'll be honest. George Lopez his character didn't stand a chance ever since the trailer about the Batman being a fascist thing. I knew that it was just going to be
earn me right all
stupid.
Was that even a movie?
Yeah, but he's whatever a Mexican Mary Sue. He's like a Maria Sue or whatever. Because he could do anything. Right, he could just do whatever. You
knew all the technology.
He had a box that could jam all the security cameras just randomly in the house. Like that's stupid. Stupid. And the fact that she stole. Okay, so Bruna, whatever, Cord's niece. She wants to steal the scarab, right? So she bumps into a guy, takes his badge. Goes into his office, steals the scarab, and leaves. And then that guy, he just goes back in there. He doesn't have his badge anymore, but he was able to get back in that office like nothing happened. Okay, he just sat down like he's still totally oblivious. Why didn't he need a badge? Like
it's talking about Sanchez or whatever.
They don't pay any attention to.
Yeah. The guy that was like, he was like Mexican Josh Gad. That's what that dude.
She kept calling Sanchez. My name is not Sanchez. I stood up and clapped at that moment.
It was totally.
She's such a poorly written character. Like, even if you're an evil villain, you can't treat people around you that way because you will be constantly at risk of being undone, being killed, being overthrown. Like
you especially can't treat the ones that you give superpowers to that way.
Right.
It's crazy. Right. And also, if you live in a world where the Justice League exists, what good do you think all these
super soldiers
suits that they're making, all those suits, like those things won't stand 1 second chance against anything in this universe.
Right.
It's silly.
Now, I mean, here's what we don't know. The director was asked what Batman is Jaime's.
I have no idea.
He no comment.
No idea. Because they don't know. It's because it's all the DC is blown up.
It's John Krasinski.
It's John Krasinski. Yeah, right. Exactly. Spoiler alert.
That universe has been blown up, so nobody knows. They have to. They're trying to hedge their bets, and they're trying to get you to go see their movie because you think they want you to think it matters, and it doesn't. So they're just saying everything they can. All of it. What will get your butt in the seat? That's the Batman it is.
Okay, another highlight. Another positive.
I'll never use that word.
I'm glad that wasn't in the movie.
I was about to say,
really surprised that it wasn't.
They were Mexican.
Only white women use that word. Okay,
yeah.
Girl, the Latino women call Mexicans Latinx.
Yeah, the Latin community will never use that word.
Right.
They are. If they do, if you see, I saw Eva Longoria say it once on an award show because some white person told her to do it, and that's why she did it. Okay.
That's kind of the other problem I have with this family portrayal is most Mexican American families. One, they're not concerned with the political structure of America. Really, they are concerned about working hard and providing for their family.
Right. Exactly.
And going to church on Sunday. Like that's what the actual Mexican Americans in this country are worried about.
They're very they are family based, but they're
they're not against where that was. Was that in America? I had no idea.
I think it was El Paso. No, it's supposed to be El Paso.
No, it's on the ocean. Made up city,
Palmera
City and Gotham and Metropolis.
Yeah, Palmera City.
I don't know where
El Paso's not on the ocean.
I think it's supposed to be like a Miami, right?
Like they kept calling it the Edge Keys or whatever.
I think it's Miami or
Miami-ish. Yeah,
I was thinking L.A.
Maybe it was supposed to be like L.A. Yeah,
I didn't get that. I thought it was. It seemed like a. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like Mexican Wakanda.
Like
Mexican Wakanda.
What city is Gotham supposed to be? Is that New York or is that
Chicago?
Chicago.
Okay. Metropolis
is New York.
No, they're both the same, but they're right next to each other in this universe.
Well, yeah.
Well, in this universe,
but originally Gotham was
it wasn't supposed to be that way, but yeah.
So I think this is supposed to be their LA.
New York too, but then Christopher Nolan shot Dark Knight in Chicago, and now everybody thinks it's Chicago, but that's not. That's only
in Second City.
In terms of where illegal immigrants go, I'm guessing LA.
Okay.
In the
that's
real
fair.
world.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably
Los Angelinos, man.
I, for some reason, thought it was supposed to be El Paso, but I don't know. Could be way off on that.
It seems
it's on the ocean,
Florida to me.
It seemed Florida-esque.
Miami.
Or like a Caribbean. Like I didn't know if it was like it's Central America. Is it? What am I looking at here? They didn't place it really.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't guess it matters. But
it doesn't matter.
No, another positive thing I liked. Xolo Maridueña did great. I thought he was a good actor.
I thought he was really good.
Committed to the role, and
he did good at the body. You mentioned the body horror part. I thought he delivered that pretty well. His timing is pretty good.
Just the emotion, the timing.
Yeah.
This
I think it's a career. I like him on Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
If this had come out like 10 years ago, this would be big for him. But because it's coming out now and it's going to tank at the box office.
But I think it'll help his career, though. I mean, even though the movie will tank
on the character,
it certainly will not be on his shoulders that this failed. So that's
nobody's
fine.
blaming him. He did.
Yeah, nobody's going to blame him for this because he.
Let me tell you who else's shoulders it should not be on. That is Bruna Marquezine or whatever her name is.
Yeah, from Brazil.
Marquezine.
She's a big star.
I would like to applaud whoever decided to put her in a white shirt and sweatpants for that last act.
Listen, that's not what we do here on the Deucecast Extra.
You're full of it, first of all. But look. I mean, I think I had no idea who she was.
No, I've never seen her.
And now I want to know everything about her. So I mean, they did a good job. I mean,
she's the new ingenue.
Very good casting director.
Yeah, she did okay.
And she was an okay actress, yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Nana. Fun. Let's talk about how great.
Stop talking about Nana so much. What is that? I mean,
I was all in with Nana. She was
all right. I mean,
there's no way the person that played her could be over the age of 60.
No, she's not.
And you could tell it the whole time that it was a younger person.
Same age as the actress that played his mother. Right.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. I mean,
well, it's like Sophia in the Golden Girls was supposed to be Dorothy's mother, but she's only like 3 or 4 years older than B. Arthur.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have hired Rita Moreno, but she's like in her 90s now. She would have broken.
She's actually, and she couldn't even lift that. Probably
too busy in Fast X.
Fast X. That's right. She's too busy making appearances.
In Fast X.
She is in Fast X. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's Dom's grandma.
I don't know.
right? It's his grandma.
It's somebody that just shows up randomly.
It's not his mom. It's his grandma.
Who doesn't I think it's show up randomly in those Fast X movies?
Everybody is in Fast X. Gal Gadot. I mean, everyone.
I will be honest. I was waiting for the Wonder Woman music to hit.
I was waiting for it in that cutscene. In the cutscene, I totally was. I mean, because she's been kind of like who they've used to tie everything together. They've used her over and over again to try and tie everything together, and they didn't tie this to anything really. I mean, they had Gotham Law,
which I do think is smart.
Yeah, I mean,
like overall, like it doesn't need to, and like I think it was a good enough movie where if there's a spot, where if there's a spot for this in the James Gunn universe, then sure, put it in.
All right, so CGI here.
It didn't make enough.
I'm going to make the statement here. I think it was better than Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, except for the flamingos.
Well, now they would tell you that Flash they did that on purpose. Mm-hmm. Some of that
because you're moving at a fast speed and
they
tell you that because they're. I mean, they had to make an excuse, but this was very passable effects.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought the battles.
They did a lot of it at night, which helps. You know, it's kind of like Godzilla effect. You know, where you just shoot everything at night. But no, it wasn't. It was okay. It was better than Flash for sure.
The fight between him and Carapax or whatever, they were destroying the city, but I mean it was I mean I thought it was passable.
Some Caribbean fortress island. I don't know what that is, but that's okay. Yeah. Sure.
Y'all didn't like George Lopez? I didn't.
No, I don't.
I wasn't as offended by George Lopez as those two guys.
I thought he was.
I was
fine. I mean, I agree. A lot of the jokes didn't land, but
he's a jackhole in real life too.
I wasn't as offended as I thought I was going to be, but I still didn't. I wasn't. I don't get offended.
What did his wife give him a kidney or something, and then he left her? Like there's something like that really happened. Like I think he got a kidney transplant from his wife, and then he left her. Like,
well, you got to move on sometimes.
I mean, that's kind of true, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. It's cheaper than a lot of other movies.
It is very.
And it looks better than a lot of them too.
It's way cheaper than the Flash. You're right about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like even some of the Marvel stuff.
I don't know. They didn't have a lot of reshoots. It didn't seem. It seemed like they had a first draft of a script and they just went with it, and that's what you got. Like you could tell there was nothing refined about any of it.
Well, but it was
that saves a lot of money when you don't go reshoot 2/3 of your movie because you got to have a test break.
Yes.
Like this is also it is a fun movie. Like I enjoyed this movie a fair amount. Like I did not have a bad time while watching it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm the same way. I didn't have a bad time watching it either. I mean, I rolled my eyes a little bit at George Lopez from time to time, but everything else kind of worked for me. I think the family stuff worked well. I think I liked seeing character growth within the family. I mean, and getting to see the family work together and all of that stuff. I thought that worked well for what it was. Anyways, yeah.
My least favorite line, I just thought of it, was we don't like to use the word alien line from George Lopez. Kill me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was
look, the end when I guess Jenny, now that she's running the company, the Cord company, she comes and she's going to fix their house. The house, remember, that Cord employee came and caused the death of their father, shot at them, tried to murder all of them, and burned their house down.
Right.
She did not do them a favor by fixing their house. She is trying to avoid a lawsuit for $1 trillion.
Also, I thought this whole mansion thing was, he mentioned at the beginning of the movie, we're going to be living in a mansion. And then they go to a mansion and they don't move into the mansion at the end of the movie. What are we doing?
No payoff. That was just for the punchline, not a payoff.
Yeah. Andrew, you ask this question every week about this or She-Hulk. I still say Blue Beetle over She-Hulk for me personally. I mean,
I would say non-Hodgkin's lymphoma over She-Hulk.
Oh no, sir.
You know, it's fair. It's fair.
No, sir.
That's interesting. But
is that the curable one that you can melt it away?
That's the worst one. That's the worst.
That's Hodgkins, dude.
Hodgkins is the easy one.
No, that's what I'm saying. You should say the Hodgkins.
No, I said what I said. I don't. He won't scare.
I don't need to be on this. I don't think. I need to stop being on this.
Inexplicably, the DCEU's not done yet. We've still got Aquaman 2. We're not done with it yet.
I'm Team Herd.
Right on. Okay. She's in the movie. Who knows how long? I just can't believe they're actually going to release it. I just don't know.
What, Aquaman?
Yeah, just don't release it. It
doesn't.
It's only going to do more damage. It's only going to do more damage.
Talk about avoiding lawsuits. If they don't release it, they're going to avoid a lot of lawsuits because I think a lot of people are going to unborn themselves afterwards.
Oh God!
Oh my goodness!
Or at least that's what they have been doing during screenings.
Are we going to have a mass suicide?
There's been a lot. No, there's been a lot of people just like walking out of the screenings. There's going to be.
Yeah. Well, that's it for Aquaman.
There have been a lot of people just
look. They can't take a loss. So what you'd think they could just not release it. They could Batgirl it, right, and just write it off. But everybody gets points on it. So then you have all these people who get points sue the crap out of Warner Brothers for not releasing. I'm sure they're in their contract that they have to release it. So they're going to
look. It'll get a December release. And no, I just don't think anybody's going to go see it.
Oh,
we will. But the general population that they need to be going to see these movies will not go see this movie. Like this Blue Beetle Thursday night, the Snyder Bros weren't even there. Like this premiere was nobody went to this.
20 to 25 people in an IMAX theater.
Yeah, exactly. That's
the largest theater at that largest house at that theater.
What you want to see on a Thursday night. I mean,
I liked having the free space.
Those
girls came and sat right by me. Like I'm like, what is going on here?
Well, they
those trafficked girls snuck in and sat.
Trafficked girls. What are you talking about?
It was so random. I was like, what are they about to
We're really hitting every
trick here. What is going
everything
on?
tonight, aren't we?
So thoughts on Sound of Freedom?
Yeah.
Golly.
Did they escape from
Andrew, I just don't think that you're gonna get people out to the cinemas for that at Christmas. I just don't think people are gonna go see Aquaman at Christmas. They're gonna want to go see Wonka for the third time. They're gonna go see Wonka for the third time instead of going to see Aquaman 2. I mean, go
see Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa.
That's right. Hey, I will.
Do we think it's gonna be a hit? Is it gonna go
Wonka? I think it'll be it's more family. Yes. Because you can take your family to it. I mean, so yes, I think it's going to do better than Aquaman because
and all those little young girls love old Timmy Chalamet and Ding Dong.
Yeah, exactly. I think people are I think the Snyderverse people are so ticked off. They're just not seeing these movies for some reason. I mean, some of them are still going.
I think that. Well, I don't think there are as many Snyderverse. That's a Twitter phenomenon. Those aren't real people.
I think it's 12
Russian
people with 200 accounts.
Yeah, they are Russian bots.
There's a lot.
It absolutely was Russian bots that was behind the Snyderverse stuff.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
There's fans that love.
There's people. There's a lot of people that love.
There are not a lot of people who love those movies.
There are people that love those movies.
Scott McCloud.
There are people.
You just named one person, Earl.
There's more than that. I could name a slew.
Well, if there were more than that, then the box office would reflect that, and it never did. It never did for the DCEU. It never reflected that there was some groundswell of grassroots support for Snyder and everything he does. A couple of those movies overachieve or really. I mean, Wonder Woman did pretty well, but that was,
I understand about the fan vote. I know about the fan vote, Garrison, but that doesn't mean that
that doesn't buy tickets or
that doesn't have anything to do with ticket sales.
What do you think is a higher number?
There were no ticket sales.
They did okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is? What do you think is a higher number? Snyderverse people or people of Mexican and Latin descent that use the word Latinx?
There are.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
that's tough. That's tough. I think there's probably more
Snyder people.
I think there's probably more Snyderverse. Yeah,
there are more Snyder, but there's not a lot of either.
There's not a lot of it. It's a small percentage, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just think that
nobody cares about the DCEU anymore.
Well, and that's why, like, then why release Aquaman 2? Like, why even bother? Other than what we just talked about,
$300 million.
Yeah, they're obligated to.
And if they don't release it, they're going to get sued. And if they release it and take a massive loss, then them's the breaks.
Look, the first movie was fun. I mean, it wasn't the best comic book movie.
I think Aquaman is the best of the DCEU.
It's in my top 5.
It is fun. Yeah.
Well, you give me an octopus playing the drums, and I'm on. You got
it's all.
They couldn't even do that in the live-action Little Mermaid. They didn't even have the octopus playing drums. At least that.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Wan's a good director. I think if people can get past and just say, "Okay, I remember that was fun. Let's go back."
It's been so many years, though.
But that's the problem. That's the problem.
It's going forever. There's no possible way the movie doesn't get eviscerated by critics for one reason, because Amber Heard is in it. So no matter, it could be high art, and it's going to have a Rotten Tomatoes in the teens. Okay. And
Amber, I'm good with you. Call me.
Earl likes the crazy ones.
Yeah,
Go take a dump in your bed, but whatever.
That's all right. I'm a doctor. I can take it.
Oh my gosh.
What doctor are you?
Grief.
This is taking an ugly turn.
Devolving.
Another positive aspect of this movie, Blue Beetle.
Yes.
The soundtrack. I enjoyed some of the music. I thought the music was good.
It was unforgettable.
The third act score was pretty good. Yeah. I like the third act score.
I do like the score itself.
The score I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the music that you're talking about, but the score was good.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
What was the song they did when the Beetle machine went into the beast mode?
Oh, it was and then it speared a guy, and they were clapping and laughing.
I think it was called Chomp. It was the same song that they used at the end of Meg 2.
No, it wasn't.
no, it was a famous song. It was a classic rock.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but
no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
the score. You're talking about the score. Yeah, I thought
the score was good. It was.
I thought it was okay in the third act. It had this. Yeah, a little bit of an industrial electronica sound that I thought suited that character, like the character design, pretty well. But I didn't even notice it until the third act.
Yeah.
Well, and the third act is when it really took off, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third act's the better part of this movie.
Well, that's
Garrison, that's the problem with this movie. You can't have it was so milquetoast that there wasn't really
the only fan service. You got the Gotham Law t-shirt.
Yeah.
He says Superman can fly, I can't fly.
Yeah.
And then the Batman is a fascist, and that's the only
those are not eye clapped movies, but
yeah, right. Well, yeah, the eye clapped is like when you see something that you're like, oh look, it's a
Motley Crue.
Yeah, Motley Crue.
No,
there wasn't.
My only Rush moment I thought was like, oh, if they did create a sequel to get Ted Kord back, is that how they're going to bring in Booster Gold? But again, that's a comic book nerd thing that's kind of way deep that not general population.
Well, I think that if anybody
it's not going to happen now. So.
Well, no, but if anybody is going to use Booster Gold, it will be James Gunn. But
you're
it probably won't tie anything into the Blue Beetle. I mean,
if he hates money enough,
they might. Because they were
if he wants it to fail and he hates money and he has a vendetta against the people who hired him, he will continue to populate that universe with characters that nobody has a damn clue who they are.
Well,
nobody's ever heard of, and general audience have no idea.
Who's heard of the Authority? Nobody's heard of the Authority.
I know.
Wants Booster Gold.
Great example.
Well,
everybody wants
saying.
Booster
He's
Gold.
not using. Yeah,
I will say I liked everything that happened at the mansion besides some of the George Lopez lines. I thought all of that was done pretty well with like her going through her mom's stuff and the paintings and like,
yeah,
I thought those emotional beats were played pretty well.
We're talking about Bruna's going
just
through
in the real world. I watch YouTube videos of people going and looking through abandoned mansions, and they are absolutely ransacked down to their foundations. Okay, that house, she hadn't been there since she was 8, so 20 years, or 15, 20 years without being at that house. It would not have been in the condition that it was. I promise.
Ted, what's up, buddy? Long time. How's it going? Yeah, I mean,
that's minor stuff. And here's the truth. Yeah. I nitpick things that I really hate worse than I do things that I don't totally hate. I don't totally hate this. So most of the nitpicks, I can just be like, well, this is a stupid movie and keep moving, because I did like a couple of the performances. I really did. I thought was really good. I like the character design of Blue Beetle. I don't think it got enough backstory. There's no explanation for what it is, where it came from, what those big balls were.
They went really quick
there
with
were
all
decoys,
that.
What we didn't get any kind of explanation for any of that. Yeah. Why does she have it? Why did Ted Cord have it and then she got it? Why did she have to cut it out of a? I don't understand any of that.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't very well done with all of that stuff. Yeah. And I think like the unfortunate thing is, if they had cast anybody else besides Susan Sarandon, maybe it would have been a little bit better.
Well, I mean, didn't she win an Academy Award? I mean,
for Dead Man Walking. Yes, she did.
She should have been better. She should have elevated.
She should have been, and she did not. She brought it down, and it was weird.
Just terrible. It's one of the worst. It's the worst performance I've seen in years.
Yeah,
in a major theatrical release.
Really phoned in. Really phoned in, and
just like snivel, like she played it absolutely how she should not have played it. And that goes to the director too. I mean,
there wasn't any authenticity in it, but in defense of maybe the director, she probably is like, I'm Susan Sarandon, I'll do what I want type thing. I mean,
maybe. I mean, that's I don't think they use.
Well, she'd be all on board with playing a corporate. That would be her thing. Oh yes, of course they would be evil and snarly.
Yeah, right.
So Kaji Da was the name of the scarab that attached. And the one thing, my one nitpick is that when the voice came up, it sounded like the same voice in Iron Man's suit.
Right.
You know what
I'm
saying?
Very AI robot.
After Jarvis left and became the Vision, then it was the woman's voice. Hello and welcome to your. I was like, wait a minute, why would it talk like
Friday? Who was Friday?
It was played by Becky G. What now?
Who
really? Friday's voice. I can't remember in Iron Man.
I can't remember. It was.
Wasn't
Saoirse Ronan. It wasn't Emma Corwin. It was one of those type of like British actresses.
Carrie Condon.
Carrie Condon. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Roth good on the find. I like it.
That's good. That's quick. All right. Well, I think we've talked enough about Blue Beetle. There's just really not much
more to
say about it. Good. Yeah. No, Andrew, I believe I have seen that trailer, but it was not before that I can recall. It was not before Blue Beetle, but I've seen that trailer. I am very excited about Ahsoka. Being a person that has watched every second of Star Wars content.
How about Mando getting a physical media release?
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, things are happening. It's crazy. Exciting. Like all this stuff that Disney's all of a sudden decided to, hey, maybe when we want to try and make some money, because to be honest, it doesn't cost them much to release these things in physical media.
No.
It does not cost them much. So they're going to make, this is only a profit thing for them. So they're going to make a crap ton of money in December, because I'll be buying all 4, and I know everybody else is probably, well, most people that collect physical media will be buying all 4. Both seasons of Mando, Loki, and WandaVision, buying them. They're instant buy for me. And I don't even like Steelbook, but I'll buy.
I will not be buying the Marvel stuff. I'll just be buying the Star
Wars. Oh, really? Well, I'm collecting all the Marvel movies, so I'll be buying.
See, and that's why I don't have any of the Marvel movies.
So I can come over and borrow them from you, Michael.
I'm gonna have the 4K. Sorry, buddy. The screeners Disney sent me a great. No, they'll probably include a Blu-ray too, so you can borrow the Blu-ray. But yeah, I mean, and what people don't understand that what What?
No, he's talking about his bootlegs.
Sit up.
Oh, those bootlegs. That's pretty funny. If you've got a good setup, if you've got a 4K TV, a 4K Blu-ray player, they will look better than they've ever looked. Disney Plus cannot emulate how good those will
the
look.
Compression is different on streaming than it is on a physical media. So if you have a superhuman vision and you really
no
frame at a
no
time,
no. I
really
disagree. They look better, dude.
I disagree.
They look better. Yeah.
So I think I've told this story before on a couple different podcasts, but when I moved up to Cheyenne, I didn't have Wi-Fi for about a month.
Yeah.
So I was living in my parents' house that they had just bought. They hadn't sold their place in Fort Collins yet. So I lived there, brought my TV, set it up on my desk, and I plugged my PlayStation in, and I watched movies on the Blu-ray. That was like a 1080p TV, like, I don't know, $200.
Yeah.
Those movies looked way better.
Yeah. Because your PlayStation upscaled. Was it a 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah, it upscaled it then. So yeah, I mean, you got pretty good there then. I mean,
yeah, and I don't think it did upscale it because the TV wasn't a 4K. The TV was just
it doesn't matter. It can upscale it. A 1080p.
Maybe I don't know what upscale means.
Your resolution's only however much your TV your output can give you. So yeah, I mean whether they upscaled or not, it didn't go past 1080p because the TV couldn't do it. The refresh rate's all messed up.
I know what you're saying.
Get physical
it
media,
is better. Yeah.
And for the long term, that's we've seen Disney pull things off. Like if you're a big Willow fan, now you can't watch the Willow series anymore because
is the movie even still on there?
Oh yeah, no, I saw it on there today.
So that things are not permanent when they're online. You don't own it. Obviously, there's that element to it.
They can tank that Willow series as quick as possible.
They're not going to. They'll make money off of it because it's so cheap.
Oh, they'll write it off
to distribute, but they're not going to. Like when you say everybody's going to be buying them, you mean everybody who collects physical media as a rule will do it. But there are about as many of those as there are Snyder fans.
That's not true at all. That's not the numbers. The numbers don't reflect that as far as
they don't. How many?
There's more. I don't have the number. Garrison has that information. I don't keep that.
Garrison, get back on in here.
Garrison can provide
defend physical media for us.
Defend physical media. No, Andrew,
you don't need to defend it. You have to defend the numbers because they're not gonna make a mint off of it because there's not that much in the wild anymore.
You would still Andrew. You'd still get better picture on a disc itself than a 4K Roku stick. But and it doesn't matter. But. I mean what Garrison said here.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's true. No, it's a much better viewing experience. If you're super into that, and my suggestion is that most people are not super into that, and they're not going to
probably accurate.
You see it at retail when fewer and fewer places have them. There's less and less physical media space at retail, and. I know you can load up online for it, but that's I don't think they're not the same kind of numbers that they were getting 10 years ago.
No, okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
no,
they're not the same as they were.
There's still a profit to be made there.
Yeah, well, yes, because the cost is so low, but it's not like they're going to sell huge. I mean, define huge. I mean, is it compared to how much the Flash
here he comes. Here he comes.
Well, right. I mean, it'll, but
Maybe.
Not compared to.
Oh, he took himself out.
Tell us, yeah.
Hello.
Look, my suggestion is that I don't think physical media is selling at the rate that it was 10 years ago.
It's
not.
No,
it was. It's not.
It's absolutely
going.
It's going downhill.
You said Snyderverse numbers.
It's not going to be a general audience thing necessarily, but they can capitalize on the niche audience that physical media will be a part of.
AKA Michael.
With
me,
I think this is going to be a limited release, honestly.
Probably.
I think they'll reprint these things over time, but I think this initial run is going to be. I mean, anytime you make a steelbook, it's a limited release.
Yeah,
you do a limited amount of steelbooks.
Well,
did you run up the stairs, Garrison?
I did.
Garrison, you go out of bread, Will.
So out of bread.
man. We appreciate your dedication.
No, I appreciate the dedication. I needed the numbers.
Were you on the treadmill?
Look, Rhett, no, I get it. I mean, Rhett, you're right. Like everything, the numbers are down, but
Disney can still make a decent chunk of money from the niche market, also because they'll charge those people more over time.
I'll pay whatever they want me to pay.
Collectors market always, if it's a collector's type item, they always you charge a little premium for it.
Yep.
Their margins will be enormous on it. I mean, it's all sunk cost from a production standpoint. All you got to do is press the discs and print the liner notes.
What happened was Iger made this comment about 2 or 3 months ago, where he said during a meeting that they needed to start focusing on physical media again, because when it was at its peak, I mean, it was making them a lot of money.
Sure.
And streaming is now
went down 8% because he said that.
Well, streaming was, became their big dog, but it doesn't really make the money currently, unless they want to start doing a bunch of really cheap, reality shows.
Right.
AKA
and that may eventually happen.
And they will.
Who knows?
Or Netflix.
I guess the thing I took issue with was when Michael says everybody is going to buy those.
Everybody that's a physical media collector.
Nobody's going to buy those.
Massive MCU and Star Wars fans will eat it up. And that's what Disney wants.
Well, that's a dwindling market. That's a dwindling.
But Mikey's original argument from my perspective was that it was bigger than Snyder fans, and I will agree with that.
I think it's bigger than Snyder fans. I mean, I think it's
people who collect physical
Marvel
media,
fans
are more than buy movies. Buy tickets to DC movies.
I think that you're also going to have some people that get excited about seeing Star Wars on physical media again that maybe aren't collectors even. That will purchase those Mando seasons.
Why would they?
That aren't like super huge collectors. I mean,
I'll be totally honest.
That only own Star Wars movies.
I've gone out of my way.
There's those people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone out of my way to complete my MCU shelf, so that I have everything.
Yeah.
They'll add like a extra scene, like the Flash with new scenes or something that people will be excited to say.
The Loki discs.
Nobody is excited about that.
I pre-ordered the Flash.
In the Edge Keys where nothing is real.
I'm all about it. Give me some Blue Beetle. I'll clap my hands.
The Loki disc already announced a bunch of new extras, which was awesome. And the Assemble documentary is coming with it too.
Yeah.
The artwork it's holding something in your hand.
I actually love the Steelbook artwork for that thing.
Yeah, it looked cool. I mean, it did. And I hate Steelbook, but I'm going to buy them. I mean, I don't like the Steelbook.
Well, it's the only way you can get them.
Well, yeah.
If they sold the art for $1 a print, how many of those would they sell?
A lot.
Depends on what convention they're at. New York Comic Con, they probably make a decent amount.
Weirdos. You guys are. You think you're in this echo chamber where everybody around you likes the same crap that you like, and the rest of the world thinks you're freaks.
Look, I'm just sitting here with my screener copies.
Oh.
I like this WandaVision one where it just says the description of episode 2 on the back.
Wait, they told me girls.
Randomly.
This is where Mephisto comes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
WandaVision, such a good show.
Yes.
Hey, you guys are going to be eating your words when Sacha Baron Cohen shows up as Mephisto.
In Ironheart, awesome. He will. Spoiler alert, I guess.
He might.
That's Loki from Avengers with the scepter behind.
Yeah, I was going to say. Scepter, not a big part of the Loki series.
That's not even part of the.
I guess it's the beginning of the show, but
well, that's true.
All right, so
I'll dip out.
No, we're wrapping up, so we can go ahead and wrap up.
You could say tell us
this
where you
crew
are
right here, this crew right here, and maybe a couple.
We'll be live tomorrow night as Ahsoka releases for a reaction.
We're gonna react.
No, we're not doing.
We're gonna force Rhett to watch it live with us while we clap.
I think that's great. I would absolutely do that.
I'm not that type of YouTuber.
He wants to wait a week.
I leave that
all
to the
discussion
youngins.
is over. The world will have moved on.
Wait. I like to give everybody a full week.
It's kind of. I'll spend a lot of time not trying to listen to other people's podcasts, and then I'll get to say my piece, and then I'll start listening to everyone else's podcasts. I'm like, oh, they said all the points I made.
Yeah,
like 5 days later.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late to talk about it.
Hey, the good news is there's a lot of weirdos that are not going to be recording Ahsoka podcasts because they're worried about the strike. So I mean, there we go. Speaking of clapping,
our DC.
If you've got the will, or maybe you like streaming Star Wars, you can come to our show and watch our coverage of Ahsoka.
Yeah, because we could give a rip. Anyways,
commies.
Yeah, but it's still going to be 5 days later. I don't care. It's always that's how we've been. Our numbers reflect that. But even if we did record the same night, I want to be able to watch it back to back. I want to be able to watch it with the subtitles.
I like to be able to watch it twice.
I like to be able to watch it a lot.
I want to listen to the Japanese dub.
Yeah, I want to be able to listen to every single
audio description.
Yeah, audio description. Yeah. Exactly.
I like to listen to other podcasts.
The one time I did that, they actually described the Dark Troopers or whatever.
I remember that.
The one time I actually did that, I was like, "Oh, this was actually pretty informative."
It's the only time that's been informative.
Yeah, it's the only time.
I like to look at Twitter and see what the blue-haired zero-shaped people are, or anytime they say I'm literally crying, then I know whether or not I should like that program.
Look, I will miss the 2:15 in the morning when it's like me, Rhett, and like the weirdos on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely do a 2 a.m. on this one. But no, I don't.
Rhett, you have to be with everybody else.
I have a job.
Rhett, I don't know if you understand like the levels with Ahsoka. There's a lot of people that are very emotionally invested in this character, and there will be a lot of people.
They love little Ahsoka from back in the
Clone
Wars.
I love Snips.
No, we don't.
No, I'm not talking about. I just there's going to be so many people crying.
R2E.
And extremely excited about this series.
I hope that hut that sounded like Truman Capote comes back.
You're talking about Zero.
Zero
the hut. Oh my gosh. Dude, I can't tell you. I'm so excited to see Chopper in action. I don't know why. I'm like, really
I know.
Yeah, I've been watching
look,
Rebels,
Andrew is already crying. Andrew is already.
We've already touched his soul.
He's preemptively crying.
I may not be able to be involved with this negativity about Ahsoka.
No, Ahsoka. Dude,
I hope it's great.
You don't understand. Like, I'm trying to be cool about it, but I'm very excited about Ahsoka. Like, I'm very. I've got a shrine over here of Ahsoka, like off to the side over here.
But will Ahsoka be as great as this was? I mean, guys.
Is that what is that?
That ended like a week and a half ago.
Oh my gosh, you have secret evaluation.
And here I am thinking Michael has a whatnot problem.
Yeah,
Garrison.
You got all that from a wet market.
No. This is the good.
Spreading COVID.
This is the American one, guys. This is the American one because it's no discs.
Oh,
it's for you to put your bootlegs in.
It's for you to put,
wow, no disc yet.
But I actually make a disc. I don't know if I should say that, but I do.
Oh, of course you do. That's fine. That's no big deal. Oh my gosh, Black Series Chopper. Yeah, no, all that stuff's going to be coming. All that stuff's going to be coming.
Oh, it's Chopper.
All right. Well, chat. Hey, chat. It was really fun tonight. Really appreciate everybody hanging out. Obviously, Andrew, Roth. Roth's here. Roth's in both places. Garrison was in both places. Who else did we have? Brian, of course, hanging out. And look, I mean, I'm just excited. We're finally back to Star Wars. It's been a minute.
We need it. Our soul needs it.
I need good Star. I need good Star Wars.
We need Andor season 2.
Well, that's going to be a minute. It's going to take a while for that to come out. Yeah. So, Garrison, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, first off, I just want to say, if it was a bootleg, would it do this? I mean, come on. It's embossed.
So it's a quality product.
That's quality product.
He bought that from a guy who opened a trench coat up and had them all.
Yeah, in Savannah, Georgia, there's a guy in an alleyway. Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys we went to New York City one time and we asked a Chinese lady if we could buy some bootleg DVDs, and she took us down an alleyway.
Of course,
a guy opened up like a van and brought out a bag.
Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days.
Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at gryfun3, GRYFUN3.
And obviously has sources.
And in federal prison for copyright violations.
And Letterboxd at gryfun, GRYFUN. These are not bootlegs.
Not a victimless crime, Garrison.
They're not bootlegs. I pay for Disney Plus and also watch it on Disney Plus pretty much.
It all equals out. It all equals out.
$250,000 fine.
I watch it on Disney Plus pretty much anyways.
Yeah. And look, I'm gonna buy the physical. I'm literally going to buy those things.
We'll buy them all.
Too late. You've already committed the crime, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was this one time I was working at Blockbuster and I was dying of thirst, and I bought a Coca-Cola, and I didn't have the money at the time to pay for the Coca-Cola.
So you didn't
but
buy
I paid for it the next day. I put the money in the register the next day, and they still fired me.
Yeah, I think
Michael.
I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I'm on your side there.
I still don't understand.
Just an IOU. That was an IOU situation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in retail back in the day, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Now I'm on your side there. I'm team steal the coat.
Rhett's do you want to be found anywhere? You're good. Actually Rhett is very active on the Deucecast. So if you want to interact with Rhett, he is on the Deucecast. You can find Rhett over there. Dr. Earl also off the grid, but on the Deucecast. He puts all his pretentious stuff in there. And Roth with somebody to actually plug something. I have never heard of the movie that you guys are doing next.
So that is a documentary. It's the Good Day for a Movie podcast. This last episode, of course, was with these four guys here, and David and Tate. Talked State of Cinema. But our next episode is on a documentary. We've only done one documentary before, and it was My Octopus Teacher.
Yeah.
It was a terrible episode, so we're going to try it again.
Oh, okay. Reviewing the same movie,
but it's about So this movie is called Dear Rodeo: The Cody Johnson Story. It's about Cody Johnson, it's about his time as a bull rider and making that transition into a country singer.
You guys should do Dear Zachary. It's a really heartwarming documentary about a child.
I would actually love to hear Sage talk about Dear Zachary. There's part of me that would pay to hear that. Actually, like I would send some Patreon money to hear.
If he thought Close Encounters was dour, he sure ain't gonna like that.
No, man, that would be exciting. That would be a really great episode. We will be back next Monday to talk about the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, which they're airing back to back, basically in the form of a movie, and essentially, very much looking forward. I've stopped watching the multitude of TV spots and previews because there's been too many. So
I only watched the first trailer.
I've watched 2 trailers, I think, but I haven't watched any of the extra stuff that they've been dropping lately because it gets to be too much. So I'm gonna attempt to watch it at 8:00 Central and see what happens. See if Disney Plus crashes. We'll see. This will be the grand experiment that we've all wanted, and
I'll be there too.
We'll see if Disney can handle it. So appreciate the chat again, and if you guys want to share the episode, that'd be awesome.
What is that? Hulk?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Oh my god!
Wait. Oh, so he made that one himself. That's okay. No, we're not going live, Brian. We're not doing it live.
I am Groot. You can't have I am Groot too, Garrison. That's like,
where are you on the dark web? Are you, Garrison? What you get with a Tor browser?
That's like, I don't know, what is it? 12 minutes of content on that DVD?
A waste of a DVD, really.
It's just a
Oh my god! All right, before Garrison gets in
comparison
trouble,
to She-Hulk,
we better get out of here before
Garrison is on the dark web.